Hi everyone, it's Ariane from ArianePoole.com. Welcome. This video is all about eyeliners, the different types of eyeliners that are out there, where to place the eyeliner on your eye as you get older, and the placement is different, and what an eyeliner does to define your eyes, how that changes the definition of your eyes. So let's get started. I've had a lot of emails asking whether or not we should still be wearing eyeliner as we get older. Well, that's completely up to you. The reason I love wearing eyeliner as I've gotten older is because I find that the definition in my eyes has kind of faded as I've aged. So in my 60s now, the definition isn't the same as it was in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and even 50s. So I want to put some of that definition back. I'm not looking for that flick anymore because my eyes have aged differently, and the flick actually shows that up even more so, but I still want to have my eyes accented. So I'm going to go through each bit and show you how to use the different types of eyeliner. So let me move my hair out of the way first. So I'm going to start off first of all with the classic, which is the pencil liner. Now the pencil liners, they have really come a long way since the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even the beginning of the 2000s. I'm going to be using my gel liner. This is a gel pencil, and I'm going to be using the color Mystic Graphite. Now, I love these gel kind of pencils, and there's lots of those out there because they glide on. Remember in the old days, you used to have to tug and really, it used to stretch and pull on your eyes and really sort of be uncomfortable to use. But the gel pencils really glide on. But what you need to do with the gel pencils, each time you use them, give them a sharpen. Now, the reason why you're doing that is not because you just want a sharpened point, although that's great, but each time you sharpen it, you clean it, so you disinfect it. So it's a really good hygienic way to use it. So let me show you really a couple of great ways of applying a liner. I've used a soft gray, like I said, the Mystic color. Now, I discovered this method when I was actually plucking hairs out of my chin. I have a wonderful big magnified mirror. It's not big, but it's a small, but it's a high magnification mirror. And I was holding it underneath my chin like this, looking at my chin hairs. But I noticed that the way I was holding my eyes, I was actually able to do an eyeliner without tugging and pulling, because when we tug and pull and try to contort ourselves doing our eyeliner, they spring back and then you get that corrugated, or you're pulling it and it just doesn't look right. So holding the small mirror under your chin as if you were going to be plucking hairs out of your chin, and you're kind of almost looking up your nose, you will see that you're having your eye at a really good angle. So holding the pencil horizontally, you're going to just do feathery strokes along the base of the lashes. And how easy is that? You don't blink, you don't move because you're staring at yourself in the mirror. It's a really, really great way of doing it. And then you've got that definition on your eye. Now, the other thing is you don't want to come too low. So you're not going to go right to the end of the eyelashes as we did when we were younger, because gravity has made our eyes all, most of us, droop. So if you bring it down like that, what you're doing, you're going to make your eyes go droopy, and you're going to look like you're sad or you're tired, and you don't want to do that. So this is a really easy way. If you want to soften the line, you can go in there with your finger or a cotton butter Q-tip and just soften, or a brush. If you want to put some underneath your eyes, which I love a little definition underneath my eyes, I have to say. So holding the mirror just ahead of you and the pencil vertically, because every time you do this, you kind of reel back. So when you do it horizontally and vertically, what you do is you take away that fear factor that you're going to poke yourself in the eye, because you're not going to poke yourself in the eye. So you're going to hold that, and I'm going to go mainly in the center portion of my eye. And the reason why I do that is because it opens up the eye. So you can see how this eye is looking more open than this eye. It gives it a little bit more definition. I've got no eye makeup on at all. I've just got a bit of foundation, my brows, and some blush, and a bit of lipstick, of course, but no mascara and no eyeshadow, because I want you to see where it goes. And also, you should be putting the mascara on after the liner, because otherwise you can go and bash into your lashes, and that's not great. So that's a pencil, super easy, love it. Then we've got things like the felt tip pen. So let me grab one of those. So we've got the other ones, which are the felt tip pens. And this is one of my felt tip pens. It's just a felt tip liner. Oops, let me put that down. felt tip liner, and they are quite thin, and you can have a lot of control with the felt tip liner. They don't come in as great variety of colors as the pencils would come in. So if you're choosing a felt tip liner, then you're going to come with just a few colors. So how to use this one? So I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. So you can use it over top of a pencil if you want, and there's a slightly different way of doing this one. So I'm going to show you a couple of methods. So if you don't want to do whether you've got the mirror underneath your chin, you can have a mirror that's on your bathroom wall or your bedroom wall, wherever, and you tilt your head back. So again, the whole thing is you're almost always looking up your nostrils, which is like, okay, fine. So you're going to hold it the same way. You're going to hold it horizontally, but this time, instead of like little feathery strokes, you're going to tap into that liner. So you're going to go tap, 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 tap into the base of the eyelashes. And what that does is it makes the eyelashes look fuller. You're not going to have to worry about trying to do that sweepy eyeliner that you see everyone doing on TV, because that's not how it works. That tapping really, really, really works beautifully. And you can see how that is giving this eye a lot more definition. I wouldn't use a felt tip liner underneath because I think it's a little bit too harsh. So that is giving my eye a nice bit of definition. Now let's look at some other forms. Now, there are lots of other liquidy liners. There's a liquid liner that is actually liquid, and that comes with a little brush. Put that down. You can see a little tiny brush. This liner would be much, much finer when you would be putting it on. So let me make sure that it's all, you don't want to have any excess on there. So I'm really taking the excess off of the brush, because if there's too much of the liquid on, it makes a mess. And then you're like, oh, I've had enough. But what the liquid does is it gives it much, much more definition. And the same thing holds true. So I'm going to take a little bit, I can take a little bit of the excess off on my hand, and using the mirror straight ahead of me, like my bathroom mirror, tilting my head back. Again, the same idea is the tapping along the base of the lashes. And with the liquid, you get even more definition because it is much more dense in color. So you're getting that much more defined shape. So the pencil's a little bit softer, then the liquid felt tip is a little bit stronger, and then the liquid is the strongest yet. Got one more. Actually, we have two more. The other one you can use is the gel liners. Now, the gel liners are fantastic because you can use them as eyeshadows and as liners. So I love things that you can use in a couple of ways. The gel pencils you can do the same with. So for me, the pencils, the gel in the pot, and the eyeshadows, which I'm going to show you at the end, are really easy to use. So the same thing. So I'm going to swap over them to the other side, and hopefully you can see that. So I'm going to dip in here into the gel liner. Just going to use I'm using a slightly thicker brush because I want to have a little bit more of a full line. So head back. I don't know if you can see that. And I've given myself just a soft line of definition. I don't know if that is, trying to make sure that you can see it. Okay. And you can see it's giving that eye a little bit more definition there. Now with the gels, again, I wouldn't put those or the liquids or the felt tips underneath because I think that it makes it a little bit too fierce. You can use some in the waterline of the pencils if you want to do that. But now let's do one more thing. The one that I used to use all the time from the 70s onwards when I started doing makeup is eyeshadows. So you can use your eyeshadow wet. So I have got this lovely eyeshadow, and I am going to use a little brush, angled brush. I find the angled ones are really nice and easy to use. I'm going to dip it in a tiny bit of water, and then I'm going to go into the corner here. So I'm going to go into the corner of the eyeshadow. Don't go plunking right straight into the middle, because if you do that, and you want to use the eyeshadow as an eyeshadow as well, you have to wait till it dries. So by doing it at the end. So I'm going to tilt my head this way again. Hopefully you can see that. And I am going to go in there with the eyeliner. And I've just put a little bit on the brush. And I'm just going to see if I can twist myself around. And I am going along the base of my lashes with this gorgeous color. And you can see how that just gives it a really nice pop of color. Now, with this one, I can go underneath my eyes. So I'm going to take the same brush and pop that underneath. And it just gives a really lovely bit of a pop of color. And what I love about using the eyeshadows as eyeliners is that you can coordinate if you want to, team and tone, which is a really fun thing to do. You don't have to just use water. You can use a special solution that changes powder shadows into liquid liners. So you can use that as well. So I really hope you've liked this. Now I'm going to put a little bit of mascara on just so you can see the end result, because I think that, this is a really great way of giving your eyes definition, and you'll see the two different eyes that I've done. So I'm popping just a tiny bit of mascara because I'm not going crazy with mascara. So I'm putting a tiny bit of mascara on my lashes just to kind of complete the look. I know the two eyes are completely different, but you can kind of get the idea. You can see how there's a lot more definition in my eyes than when I started off. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry for the clunking there. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.